If you see your community on the map right now, I need you to go to the center of whatever structure you're in, whether that's a home, a building, an office building, away from windows. There are high winds and there's heavy rain. If you're looking outside looking for this storm, you're not going to be able to see it. It's rain wrapped. There's rain all around it, likely raining where you are. But from Union Grove High School going out to Julia, Airline Road here to the east, as far to the west perhaps is Highway 42, because the storm was showing a bit of a northeastern orientation, but based on what we're seeing here on radar, this is traveling to the north. Lauren, now let's get into Conyers Road, where we're seeing likely some rotation based on the debris.
The tornado warning, I don't have my mic on, so you may need to
Okay,
what I'm saying.
You're saying the tornado warning is...
Tornado warning is expired.
Okay.
It expired, but they're still seeing maybe some lifted rotation, which is what
Okay.
I'm monitoring here. But
Okay.
there's still no real indication on how lifted this rotation may be. So it might still be close enough to the surface to do some damage.
Yeah.
Any trees near homes,
Yeah.
things like that should still be a concern.
Good points there. The winds at least are wicked with this storm. Let's look at our velocities here and get a measure of the wind in the area. Once again, keep Highway 155 in mind and Highway 20 in mind. Highway 155 north, Highway 20, Turner Church Road also in this area. This is all to the north of McDonough High School. Okay, so these wind speeds in this particular area, not extremely impressive, but once again, we're not exactly close to the radar site. If we have some brighter colors up here, we're going to be able to get a little bit of a better, okay, so this is pretty much the most wind potent area. So when we check out just to the east here, we're getting a 44 mile per hour wind, a 40 or 34, 35 mile per hour wind in this immediate area. So for those of you who are in McDonough, you're okay. The warning has been lifted. There was a tornado warning that was issued literally, it came out, I'm going to tell you the exact time here because this is important. It came out at 3:32. A few minutes later, the Fox 5 storm team broke in. If you're in the control room, we're going to take this all the way into the 4 o'clock newscast. We're not going back to whatever we were on because I think this is still a fairly active situation that we're going to have to pay attention to. That said, although the warning has expired at 3:45, there is an indication that there could still be some strong winds. And as we look here, we're seeing this little hole in the radar. I'm going to kind of zoom back here and go back in time. And this is the area that they were watching, that they were very concerned about, where you see this essentially a hole in the radar. So we'll keep our eyes in this area, and we do need to send some crews down there. I know we've had a number of tornado warnings over the past really week or so, and some taken seriously, more seriously than others not so much. I understand that. This is a different situation down here, so for those of you in the newsroom, you need to go ahead and send a crew to Henry County because there is something that definitely happened on the ground. This came up in a flash. There are some things that I'm seeing here that are encouraging nonetheless. I'm going to zoom out and get a better idea of what we have going on overall. Okay, we got our Motor Speedway camera coming up here, Atlanta Motor Speedway. This is Hampton. This is on the extreme southwestern part of Henry County there. As you can see here, this looks pretty much like every place across North Georgia, especially to the south of Atlanta, has looked today. It's been gray, it's been fairly stormy, and these storms have had a very kind of sneaky way of moving through, pushing out some pretty strong winds. And at this point, within the past maybe 20 minutes, we were able to see that this storm actually brought to us some rotation. So if we can look right here, this is the area that we were watching very closely. This is what likely caused the National Weather Service to issue that tornado warning. And as Lauren is looking at a couple other pieces of energy that are going to be kind of hard to discern in a second, we can go back over there. But anywhere between Union Grove High School, Julia, going all the way down to just to the east of downtown there in McDonough, there was likely some rotation there on the ground. Highway 155 here. Let's zoom in here because I believe this is Highway 20 east there, also known as Conyers Road. Many neighborhoods in this area. You can see this is around Airline Road. Julia right there up to the north, Union Grove High School. For areas to the north of this area, Lauren, we're not really seeing anything at this point that would cause us any alarm. we want people to be cautious over the next hour, but from Kellytown going a little bit further to the north into Miller's Mill, we're not seeing anything of great concern.
Yeah, the signatures are weakening, which is the good news there, but we did have some very strong correlation coefficient detectors between Blacksville and McDonough. The storm has moved pretty quickly to the north and northeast here, so now we're looking for the storm, any bit of rotation that is left to be between Union Grove High School, Julia, and into McDonough, and that's going to be kind of that three-way mark that we're looking for, or that V that's in between Highway 155 and Highway 20 there. A lot of that rotation is becoming lifted, which is good news for us on the surface, but with lifted rotation you still really want to be aware of high trees, tall trees, things like that, branches that could still come falling down onto your home, your car, your person. So you want to make sure that you are still very well aware, even though we don't have any active tornado warnings anymore. Those winds can still be just as damaging whether they're rotating or in a straight line. So this is something to continue to keep an eye out for.
Absolutely, no doubt about that, Lauren. I think she makes a really good point. She's basically saying this is the setup of the atmosphere. What happened here in Henry County can happen anywhere at this point. I do want us to send us to break so we can just have a chance to reset for the news coming up at 4 o'clock. But as we zoom out here, I want to give you an idea of where the heart of the rainfall is, maybe a little bit more. Okay, so we have some cells that are rolling across northern Spalding County. We just looked in on Hampton there at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. We're going to have to watch this area, and if you're in East DeKalb County going into Rockdale, Newton County, even up to Walton County, we're going to have to just keep our eyes on this area as we get deeper into the afternoon. Of course, we'll be tracking all of this into the news at 4, 5, and 6, so please make sure you join us in. Don't go anywhere. We'll have more updates throughout the afternoon and into the evening. You've been watching this break-in of severe weather in Henry County. I'm Fox 5 Storm Team Meteorologist Jonathan Stacey along with Lauren Robinson. We'll see you in just a few.
3 Leaf Filter today or visit leaffilter.com.
Lumi launched a spray, clinically proven to control odor for 72 hours.
And a round of isolated storms. A skinny line of storms will come through the area, but they could be skinny yet mighty. Today we're looking at just kind of a blob of moisture that will really focus its sights mainly to the south and to the east of the I-85 corridor. Through the afternoon hours, some could be heavy, but by and large it's just kind of a smattering, scattered rain that we'll have to put up with until about 8 o'clock tonight. Overnight fog builds in. By the time you wake up tomorrow morning across northwest Georgia, you'll look for a shower or two breaking through those clouds. Those showers will continue to build in intensity as they close in on the metro as early as midday. Lunch, you may want to have it inside or pack your lunch tomorrow because this is what you'll have on your hands. And just because there's a line of energy moving through doesn't mean it's going to last long, because by the time we get to 2 o'clock, that line is already to the south and to the east of the metro. However, as it moves further to the south, it will build in intensity, especially out over Athens and Covington going down to the lakes. You may have some storms that bulk up and give you a damaging wind gust up to 60 miles an hour. Also, some storms could produce some pockets of hail. We can't rule out some rotation at this point, but by and large, I think this last hit is going to be in and out, and it's going to take no time to clear the area. It's been a long week of rainfall. Once we have Friday behind us, we can bring in the sunshine, sustained sunshine through the weekend into the week to come. Our next chance for rain, not even on the boards at this point. Next week's headline, the heat and the humidity.